When the temperature starts to drop, our dogs need us to look after them just that little bit more. So here are the things that you're going to need to know and do to look after your dog when it gets cold.
Watch their sense of smell change. When it gets cold, dogs who've never seemed interested in having a sniff can all of a sudden turn into scent hounds. Noses will spend much more time on the ground sniffing things out, and you may find that they listen to you less as their nose is engaged more. This is because when it gets cold, the scent particles in the air can become more concentrated lower to the ground. Now, in extreme cold, the effect is lessened a little bit, but this tiny bit of science can help explain why our normally relaxed dogs can all of a sudden start auditioning to be police detection dogs as soon as we get to winter. Be careful of salt and grit. Salt that has been spread on the roads and paths to help keep ice away can get trapped in your dog's paws and into their fur. The same goes for the de-icer sprays that we often use to clean our car's windshields. Salt and sprays are toxic to dogs, especially in high doses, and that might just be what they get if they're left to themselves. If you do use salt to keep your driveway clear, try and leave a little bit of snow just for your dog to walk across so that they don't pick some up as they're coming into your house. If you can, try and give them some time on some snow or some grass to try and wipe a bit of that salt off, and definitely make sure to give them a little bit of a check over when you get home, checking between the pads and their paws, just to make sure that there's nothing trapped in there before they go and start cleaning themselves and potentially ingesting all those harmful chemicals. Wrap them up. Now, this might sound self-explanatory, but it's always worth doing a little bit of research into your breed and what they're going to need before you spend any cash on a great big fluffy coat. Some smaller breeds may need an extra coat as soon as you get to autumn, whereas big breeds like Huskies come with their own thermal protection, so they're probably never going to need anything. It's also a good idea to try and think about what your dog is going to do when they've got that coat on. We've made the mistake of sending our Staffie to daycare on a wet day wearing some cotton, and you don't need me to tell you how big of a mistake that was. So if they're going to be walking along the road or rolling around in a field, make sure that they've got the right thing on. A little bit of extra planning can make sure that you have the right thing for the right activity. Don't let them become couch potatoes. Look, I get it. In winter, it's dark before you get home, the weather is often cold and raining, and the last thing that you and your dog want to do is head off out into the cold night. While it is always best to try and just suck it up and get yourself out there with them, if you do find that you've missed a couple of nights' walks with your dog, make sure to just reduce their food a little bit. If you don't give them the chance to burn off the calories that you're putting into them, they could develop weight problems over winter, and then when you get to spring, they're used to being a lazy dog now, so burning that extra calories back off can become a little bit of a problem. Keep those walking routines as regular as you can. Your dog's waistline will thank you. Now, if you are brave enough to head out into the cold, dark night with your dog, then make sure that they're on a good quality lead and collar that's got all your contact information on it. Dogs can become scared of the dog with not much notice and can slip out of badly fitted and badly made collars. So making sure that they've got something reflective on and that they've got good recall could really be beneficial here. Make sure that they've got plenty of snuggly, warm places at home. Giving them a variety of places to rest is a great way to help them relax and deal with the lower temperatures. Fireworks are often a lot more common at this time of year as well, so you're going to want to make sure that you've done some socialisation with them to hopefully lessen any stress that they might feel. Check out our channel for some helpful guides on how to do this and most of the topics that we've covered in this video. Be careful around frozen water. Ponds, lakes, puddles, there are so many potential water hazards that our dogs could come across. They've got no comprehension of distributing weight and surface tension, so are very liable to fall through thin ice. Keeping them on a lead and going back to those recall skills are going to be essential here to make sure that you don't end up fishing them out of a hidden pond. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end. We really do appreciate everybody who comes and stops by our channel. If you want to let us know down below if there's anything that you think we've missed and how you keep your dog warm, then please let us know. I really do love reading all the comments that we get from everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves and make sure that you look after your dog.